This video is sponsored by Crunchyroll.com/Misty. Stick around so I can tell you more about it later in this video. We're doing some hardcore maths today, nerds! Settle right in and welcome to the third official, non-official ranking list. My name is Misty/Kinesia, and on today's menu, if you saw the title, we are sorting the 30 fastest anime characters by their speed. No battles, no tricks, just clocking their movement speed in the quickest time possible. I was going for 50 at first, but instead of giving you 20 boring entries that won't really be interesting, let's focus on 30 cool ones. That being said, as usual, I'm sporting some rules that will influence the result of this list, so if you want to pay attention to them, and you've already skipped them, cool. They're pretty simple, but essential. Rule number 1, as usual, just like the previous list we did, there's only one character allowed per franchise, and obviously said character will be clocked at their peak performance. Rule number 2, only man achieved body speed counts. It's a weird way to phrase it, but it means riding a bike faster than a guy running is not eligible. Driving a car doesn't make you faster than Usain Bolt. I mean, it does, but it's not what we're testing here. Human speed only. Rule number 3, and that's the important one, teleporting does not count as speed. It's wormhole technology, so if a character is fast but can also teleport, he's banned. Looking at you, Goku, Whis, and almost the entire cast of Dragon Ball. Rule number 4, every info is based on available data. Most of the time, it's vague hyperbole, like, oh, he's fast like a lightning bolt, or faster than the eyes can see. So we gotta convert that in speed, and I'm no scientist, so excuse me if my math is off. Since most of my audience is American, I will be using the mile per hour, max speed, and light speed units, but I'll convert it on screen for the rest of the normal world. Do feel free to correct any inaccuracies down below. That being said, let's begin. We're starting this list off with KAKERU from Run with the Wind at a meager 10.8 mile per hour. While this seemed unimpressive, heck, even I can run faster than this when I smell my chicken nugget burning in the oven. But this is the pace at which he ran a 20-kilometer marathon. If he was on a shorter distance, his technique would give him better pace, but unfortunately, we can only clock him at his top speed registered, making him 30th on our list. Number 29, EYESHIELD 21, Senna. Senna is the fastest running back in the franchise. He eventually clocked his speed at 4.1 seconds on a 40-yard dash. Some quick math tossed around that gives you about 20 miles per hour, which is really starting to be impressive, especially for a high school boy. At number 28, we have Chihaya Furu, Chihaya. Chihaya is our first non-runner character on this list. What we're interested in here is her reaction time. She is the fastest player in Karata. Now, if we correlate that to the real world, the fastest registered time reaction is at about 100 milliseconds. Assuming she can make a 1 meter hand dash to snag the card, that means 1 meter per 100 milliseconds, therefore 22 miles per hour of reaction time. Not bad. Number 27, CARDCAPTOR Sakura. Sakura with the dash card. Now, all of the previous ones were believable stats. Now we are entering the ludicrous speed, and we are just at number 27. Sakura is a middle school girl who captured magical cards. One of them is called the Dash, which, as the title implies, gives the user supernatural speed. The top registered speed is from Usain Bolt at 27 miles per hour. If she's over that limit, as implied the term supernatural, we can estimate her to be between 28 and 40 miles per hour, which sounds like a really shitty car. Number 26, Keijo Sayaka. This is an interesting one. You may remember a scene from Keijo where Sayaka moves so fast she leaves an afterimage of her boobs, but it turns out it's actually her butt. Here's the thing though, afterimage aren't the produce of speed, they're a biological reaction to motion due to instant acceleration and imminent stopping. Compare it to a ceiling fan that spins so fast it's blurry. It leaves an afterimage of its blade, so I'm calculating a revolving fan speed and I apply it to Sayaka, 350 RPM that converts to about 40 miles per hour, but again, it's not as much as the speed than the actual acceleration and stopping, which we can't ever clock. Number 25, INUYASHA, KOGA. In INUYASHA, KOGA has jewel shards on his legs that allow him to reach the speed of a tornado. Now, generally, a tornado can vary from 40 miles per hour all the way to, hypothetically, 380 miles per hour. I said hypothetically. 380 would never be reachable on Earth. The biggest registered cyclone was clocked at 253 miles per hour. But back to Koga, since it's kind of vague, his tornado speed is gonna be a class F1 at 100 miles per hour, just to get a round number, because I can't be bothered to do better than that. Number 24, Fate Stay Night Lancer. While no actual numbers have been registered for him, it's safe to assume, according to the hyperbole used with Lancer, that he is the fastest, with quotes like he can run on water, Lance strike faster than the eye can see, leaving an after image, as stated before, and running so fast he creates a blur. Officials have said Lancer's top speed is 194 km per hour, which is 120 miles per hour, and that's good enough for me. Number 23, Uma Musume Pretty Derby, Special Week. Girl has horses, how fast can they actually be? Well, official has said that Special Week maximum cruising speed is a whopping 239 km per hour. That's 148 mile per hour. Faster than most cars. And I mean, yeah, I get it, she better keep up with the rest unless you want to get put down, because that's how you get a lot of Moe Bloods on your shoes. Number 22, Devilman Crybaby, Akira. No official number, but just like CARDCAPTOR Sakura when Akira becomes a Devilman, his running speed exceeds the one of humans, making him at the very least above 28 mile per hour. But I'm still putting him above Special Week because of his Devilman form, which can fly easily to reach 200 to 300 miles per hour. Too bad that even at that speed he can't outrun all of this emo. Oh, it's way too early to shot fire like this. Number 21, Yu Yu Hakusho, Hiei. His speed is clocked at an astonishing 16 slash per eye blinks. What does that even mean? What kind of weird ass units is this? Oh well, we gotta make do with what we got. And with the power of math. One eye blink is roughly 100 milliseconds, give or take. Assuming that for the sword slash you have a motion going from point A to B of a 1 meter span, again rounding out, and that you take that slash from B to C to D to etc. Rather than picking a new starting point for each slashes, you get 60 meters per 100 milliseconds, or 358 miles per hour. Number 20, Pokemon Deoxys Speed Form. You knew I had to include a Pokemon in this list. Well, her winner for the fastest Pokemon ever would have to be Deoxys Speed Form. Now, normally you would get a dex entry telling you about it, but since it's just a JoJo stance, we can't really rely on that. What we can do, however, is check another fast Pokemon, and that would be Talonflame, whose dex entry in Pokemon Y and Moon is labeled at 310 miles per hour. Now, if we correlate that to the speed stat in-game of 126, 126 being the base stat of Talonflame, we can do a rule of 3, and it gives us the Deoxys speed at 443 miles per hour. It's a legendary Pokemon, what do you expect? Number 19, Sword Art Online Kirito. This one I think is stupid and shouldn't count, but it's not my place to say, and there's official numbers for it. Kirito in the game reaches a speed of 720 km per hour, which is 447 miles per hour, slightly faster than Deoxys, allegedly. Again, don't really believe it or feel like he's that fast, but there you go for the fans. He made the cut. That was a sword joke, and that's why I'm gonna retire soon. Number 18, Boku no Hero Academia, Ida or Gran Torino. I debated a bit between Ida or Gran Torino, which one would be faster. Gran Torino is good on short bursts, but Ida can cover a lot of distance. In the anime, during the first test, the heroes must run a 50-meter dash. Ida cleared it in 3.04 seconds on his first gear, then complains that he couldn't go faster because he needs more runway clearance to switch to a higher gear. 50 meter in about 3 seconds is 37.3 miles per hour. His second gear would be around 300 miles per hour, and his third gear would probably get him subsonic. Not quite the speed of sound, but not that far off either. Number 17, FULLMETAL ALCHEMIST, SLOTH. Despite his paradoxical name, SLOTH is the quickest character in FULLMETAL ALCHEMIST. While he may need a bit of a wind-up, he can reach the speed of sound once he gets going. Think of him like the Juggernaut from Marvel, or if you want a Pokemon analogy, Regigigas. Number 16, Hamatora, Nisei. Another speed sound user. In this case, it's more literal than usual. Nisei can perceive sound, he can manipulate it, and even move at the speed of it. He should share the same ranking as Sloth, but since Sloth needs a wind-up and Nisei doesn't, I feel that gives him the edge, but do think of them as equally fast. Number 15, Aruka from HELLSING Ultimate. Going beyond the speed of sound, which, may I remind you, is Mach 1, we have Aruka. Being a vampire, you would have to expect to get shot at quite a lot, but thanks to his power, he's able to outrun those bullets and dodge them. So the question is, how fast is a bullet? Well, obviously that depends on the gun, but your run-of-the-mill normal caliber shoots a bullet at 1700 miles per hour. That's Mach 2.22. If we have to take into consideration his reaction time, I think we can round it up to Mach 3. Number 14, HITMAN Reborn with Tsuna. Let's talk about Tsuna for a second. While his speed is never truly mentioned, his method of traveling definitely gives some kicks in the step. If you haven't seen HITMAN Reborn, well, first of all, get on that, but secondly, Tsuna wear gloves that shoots fire blasts similar to a plane's reactor. Since I'm using that as a reference, I looked up plane and their propulsion force can vary from 575 miles per hour all the way to the fastest jet engine going off at Mach 6.7. That's a whiplash and a half for sure. Number 13, we're getting real now. Fairy Tail, Mira-Jane. Mira-Jane is one of the strongest guild members of Fairy Tail, afflicted by demonic powers. It is stated that she can reach hypersonic speed. The hypersonic range is between Mach 10 and Mach 25. Jesus, that's fast. Maybe you can use it to reach a good show. Non-obligatory shade. Number 12, Assassination Classroom, KORO-SENSE. Probably the easiest considering they flat out tell you his max speed, which is Mach 20. Don't have to make any assumptions, that's the answer. Easy stuff. But let me give you some perspective. At Mach 20, it would take you 1 hour and 37 minutes to go around the globe at surface level. Do you even jet, bro? Number 11, Bleach, Yoroichi Shihoin. It's a bit hard to tell who's the fastest character in Bleach, but seems like everyone agreed that is belonging to Yoroichi. Her speed is labeled as faster the eye can track. That is incredibly hard to translate in speed, surprisingly, because that rely on two important factors. I mean, besides speed. There is size and distance. A big rocket shot at Mach 20 in the sky can be tracked pretty easily, but a fly up close to your face can be annoyingly hard to spot. Since the size is human and the distance is usually reasonable, the eye movement called saccades are registered at 1 saccade per 200 milliseconds. Since Yoroichi is human size, obviously, and remotely up close, she needs to be at about Mach 50 to become impossible to track. Again, for perspective, at that speed, you go around the Earth in 39 minutes. Number 10, Dragon Ball Z. Of course there's gonna be one. We're gonna put Vegeta at Mach 60. In Dragon Ball Z, a lot of characters are banned due to the teleport rule we haven't stated, which reduce our focus to Vegeta. Once again, his speed isn't really ever discussed, and we have no reason to believe power level increase speed in a linear fashion, or exponentially for that matter. We know they're not traveling at light speed, but they're definitely faster than sound, as you can often see sonic impact after they're disappeared to clash elsewhere. In the Saiyan Saga, Goku fly back Snake Way, which is 1 million kilometers long, in about a day, which clocks him at around Mach 30. But Goku's banned, and since Vegeta is often rivaling Goku in terms of power and therefore speed, well, I'm guessing he could match that pace at the beginning of the story. But by the time we reach Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta hits Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, maybe we can say Mach 60? It's really up for debate, and there's unfortunately not enough stats for me to go around about it. Number 9, Hunter x Hunter, Killua. Pretty straightforward for this one. While both Netero and Meruem are clocked at supersonic speed for punches, it's actually Killua and his god speed that allegedly reaches the speed of a lightning strike. A bolt of lightning travels at 220,000 miles per hour, or Mach 292. Congrats, you went around the Earth in 6 minutes and 39 seconds. Number 8 is from a certain scientific railgun, Misaka and Accelerator. I'm undecided between Misaka and Accelerator on who's the fastest. Misaka hits lightning speed if she needs to, but Accelerator, just like his name implies, just constantly get faster. Accelerator uses vectors, which in itself isn't really speed, but it can be converted into. Basically, he's a he do what he wants kind of character. Since Misaka is lightning speed like Killua and Accelerator can technically go faster than her, then I think rank number 8 is a fair position, because we're about to hit stupid fast with the next ones. Number 7, 7 Deadly Sins. Again, a thematic placement. With Meliodas. In 7 Deadly Sins, there's a character called Galand, which is a demon, and some people smarter than me, I'll spare you the crazy mathematical number crunching, came up with Galand's speed at being 1,941 Mach, and Meliodas just blitz by him. So I think we can assume Meliodas has just one of those overly high bullshit number, Mach 5,000? I mean, I don't even know at this point, I just make shit up. Number 6, One Punch Man, Saitama. Yeah, I'm just surprised as you are. I thought for sure Saitama would punch out light speed, but actually is far below that threshold. In Season 2, we see him blast past Speed of Sonic, which we can assume, obviously because of the name, that he is Mach 1, Speed of Sound. But in Season 1, in his fight against Boros, Saitama is sent to the moon, and to make his way back, that takes him roughly 20 seconds, so if you match the distance between Earth and Moon and do some boring number crunching, it gives you 44,910,705 miles per hour, or 58,533 max speed, or 0.07 light speed, or you just went around the globe in 2 seconds. I guess he's more into strength than agility. Number 5, Charlotte, Takejo Jojito. There isn't any quantifying data for Jojito in Charlotte when it comes down to his speed. We know he can't control it, and that it's hella fast. But there's one quote that kind of gives me a general idea. It says that time slows down when he runs. Now, time is a relativity concept that I can't go in within the scope of this video, but the TLDR version of it is you go faster than light, you go back in time. Therefore, by that logic, light speed make time stop, and approaching light speed would therefore slow down time. Look, don't quote me on that, I got no scientific background to back me up, just go with it. This boy is fast AF, so I clock him at just below light speed. And from the top 4, I am incredibly disappointed to tell you we have a 4-way tie at light speed, but let's see if you can guess who they are. I'm still ranking them in order of how cool they are when they are featured at that speed, so I don't know, take solace in that aspect. Number 4, Sonic X. Sonic. Considering Sonic had an anime counterpart, he was bound to show up at some point, but what is Sonic actual speed? In Sonic Adventure 2, City Escape, which is by the way the best song ever made for this franchise, the lyric goes something like this. Rolling around at the speed of sound, got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. So that obviously means it's max speed, but we can't really say it's Sonic's top speed. Along with the Chaos Emerald, Sonic can speed up to light speed. That's something, right? Number 3, One Piece, Kizaru. Kizaru ate the light fruit, therefore he has become light itself, and what speed does the light travel to, class? That's right, light speed. There's not much I can say about this one. This dude's a giant flashlight. Not to be confused with a flashlight, that's something, I mean, I think it would count. Yeah, no, I think, it definitely counts. Number 2, Saint Seiya, the Gold Saint. I'll be honest, I don't know much about Saint Seiya, but the Gold Saints, which is a mode they can achieve, are said to be going at light speed. I don't know how impressive that is, because again, I never watched the show, but it'd be criminal to overlook it for that reason alone, so here it is at the crazy number 2 spot. And finally, who do we have at the number 1 spot? Can you guess it? It's from Naruto. If you guess Minato, you'd be correct. But we do have a teleport ban rule, therefore it's not him, although it is him. Naruto himself, maybe? Sasuke? Or Kakashi with their lightning? Nope, I'm giving the number 1 spot to my guy's 8 Gate. There's just something so incredibly satisfying to see him pop the 8 gate and just shit all over Madara. You really can feel the speed on this one, the weight and the overpower walloping that's being dished out. I'm sure it's just another hyperbole scenario, but I don't know, I feel good about giving the first spot to Guy. I've always liked him and Lee in the show, so why not? What a way to go. What about you? Do you think I gave this list justice? Maybe there's other characters that are fast that I just skipped over? Make sure to put them down below in the comment section, and feel free to correct anything I got wrong, which I absolutely probably did. My mathing days are way back. Now I just talk about anime stuff. And that's all there is in my brain. If you like this list, and you haven't seen my ranking list about the smartest anime characters or the strongest shonen one, make sure to check these out after you're done with this one. You're gonna love them. Check out crunchyroll.com/Misty to get all of your anime game on. If you saw any show that piqued your interest in this list, you can stream it on their platform legally. It helps the industry, and if you use my link, it helps me out too. If you can't do that, then maybe give me a like and follow me on Twitter or Discord. I don't know, anything that makes you go the extra mile and make you click on something in my description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.
The hard times, I've been on the wrong side, I've been ashamed. So many memories, you know I'd like to change.